The unmanned industry looks like a brand new industry. Sure, we've been flying unmanned aircraft for a really long time, probably going back to the 50s and the 60s, but what we see today really is only about 10 to 15 years old. And because of that, a lot of the companies that are new entrants into the unmanned industry are brand new themselves. Typically, they're capitalized at under about $1 million. Maybe they only have 1 to 4 employees. So these are small entities that most likely have not been involved in aviation at all, but they have a compelling use for an unmanned vehicle, which drives them to aviation, which drives them to these type of vehicles. The first question I'd ask you is, how big of a drone do you mean? Because the FAA has kind of put a cutoff line, and the cutoff line is at 55 pounds. And if your unmanned vehicle weighs under 55 pounds, chances are you're doing a lot of traditional things with it. You may be doing inspection. So it could be a very small drone or unmanned vehicle that inspects a wind tower. That's a pretty common use. It could be an unmanned vehicle that inspects power lines over long distances. And that same vehicle could also be used to take a look and inspect train tracks. And that's a common use inspection. But there's also photography. All you have to do is look at your latest real estate listing, and chances are you probably have someone who's taken a picture of it with a drone. And that tends to be the uses, and you can kind of tack on flight testing as well. So we're testing various successive generations of unmanned vehicles. But then if you look at the line and you say, okay, well, what's happening above 55 pounds? I think some really surprising things. And the most surprising thing is, really, only 2 uses form almost 68% of all the drone users above 55 pounds. And one use is agricultural. Are my fields looking good? Do I have drainage problems? There's also another use, and that's Hollywood. And we see the heavyweight drones carrying cinematic cameras. And so if you put farmers and Hollywood together, that tells you what's happening in the United States when it comes to unmanned aircraft usage. And what's surprising is only about 7% of all users report that package delivery is their primary business case and their business use of an unmanned vehicle over 55 pounds. And I think when we started this survey, we thought the numbers might be opposite, that the preponderance of users would be interested in getting their aircraft certified for package delivery, bringing the pizzas, bringing the tacos. But it really hasn't come out that way.